When Emily was born, she required a lot of medical intervention. They resuscitated her several times in the room. She was fully ventilated. There was very little brain activity. All you could see was wires and tubes, and you could hardly see her.
I didn't want to connect with the baby I was carrying anymore. After his birth, I actually said to my mum, "That's not my baby, that's their baby." And it took a long time to connect with Roman because I was so convinced that if I loved him, he would be gone. Roman has something called DiGeorge syndrome. His condition is actually inoperable, which unfortunately for Roman means that he's life limited. We first found out that Roman wasn't going to be a stereotypically normal child at our 20-week scan, and that's when we discovered that he was missing a vital part of his circulatory system. The DiGeorge syndrome, which is what caused the defects, was all very much an unknown, so the rest of the pregnancy was quite anxiety-filled.
Emily was born term plus 12, and there was some complications during labour, and she was actually starved of oxygen. A few days later she had an MRI scan which showed that she had quite substantial brain damage, and it was kind of at that point that I thought, oh my God, I'm not going to take home just a baby, I'm going to take home medical equipment. This part of me that still hates that it was just taken like that. Sorry.
Ellis was born at 24 weeks. He has cerebral palsy.
I think for a dad to have a little boy, I think his main dream is to get him kicking a football for the first time and stuff like that. I think it's sometimes it's upsetting.
Now Roman is 3.5 and he's quite mobile. He can't walk unaided, but he's a very determined little boy. Illness, infection, virus can affect Roman in such a drastic way. Other children in the family had the virus that was going around. Roman had this virus. I knew something wasn't right. And what I actually did was I rang for the ambulance, and it was hours later that Roman's actual doctor came onto the ward, and she says, "Do you realise what was happening?" I says, "No." It's as if you'd have left it. She says, "He wouldn't be here." And she says, "He's such a lucky little boy."
Here at Bryan House, we're more of a home from home. We are the only children's hospice over the Fylde Coast. We provide support for children and their families.
As soon as he gets here, straight away he's sat up, he's rocking, he's playing with toys that make noise. They're great with all the children home.
Ellis is here. You can ring and find out if he's okay at any time.
We trust the staff at Bryan House implicitly. It's a very safe environment for Roman to be Roman and other children like Roman. They have a relationship with Roman, and having that is irreplaceable.
We've got to live a life, and Bryan House has helped us live that life. I remember she was about 18 months old, and I remember thinking, I'm not really a mum, I'm a nurse. Having Bryan House involved has made me be able to be mum and not just nurse.
It costs more than £1.3 million a year to keep the doors open at Bryan House, which means we must continuously call on our community for help and support.
Unfortunately, Bryan House doesn't receive that much government funding, and we rely on donations, people donating their time and their money.
It's not this hospital kind of place that you imagine a children's hospice would be. It's a very vibrant and fun-filled place.
Bryan House is a huge part of our life. Without it, I really don't know where I would be, and I don't know where Emily would be.